Now, what I did in this week, I actually went to full on supporting indie film, and that I went on to. I found a film that came out recently. I don't know if it actually came out last week, but it came out recently, end of 2021. But I had to pay my $5 for it.
Yeah, so you literally supported it with your heart, mind, and your dollars.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
that, and you know
Hmm.
what? I feel like I gotta do more of
Hmm.
that. Like I feel I'm supporting indie film through like Shutter and having Netflix and all those type of stuff. Not Netflix so much anymore, but Shutter for sure.
Definitely
Uh,
Shutter. Yeah, yeah,
but every once in a while, you got to throw your $5 down for an indie film and support it because at least 27 cents of that is going to the filmmaker, right?
yeah.
Yeah, which is like that process is kind of like, and we've talked about it before. It's like when you so sometimes you get a distributor. In this case, the film I watched was done by Freestyle, and so Freestyle will actually they pick up your film and then they place it on all these formats.
Oh, I
Um,
was gonna say I saw them. I thought they were like, are they is freestyle? Are they like a platform kind
No,
of,
no,
or are
they're
they?
they're a distributor. So
Okay,
Freestyle
okay.
will be a distributor. So when you actually look at this one, it was done. So it was made by a group called the Film Vault, and they have
Hmm.
made the Film Vault has done various low budget indie horrors. And then so what happens is they will pitch it around, and someone like Freestyle will pick up the rights to it. They probably pick it up for next to nothing. It's probably like a share deal where they do all the transcoding, all the different stuff. They put it up
Hmm.
on the platforms. That's why you can find it on iTunes, Amazon, everywhere. And then when I give my $5 to watch it, some of that goes to the platform, some of that goes to Freestyle, and some of it trickles down to Film Volt, who created this Tony Todd vehicle called the Reenactment.
Yeah, Tony Todd with one of the most perfect voices in horror.
Is actually, I mean, I love what I do love about guys like Tony
Hmm.
Todd is they're completely self-aware. Like
Yeah,
they know that they've made it big, like because of Candyman, and then he's completely pigeonholed as a horror guy, and then now he doesn't give a shit. He's just going to lend himself to movies like The Reenactment and do a damn good job.
yeah, he's awesome. I like him in everything that he's in.
Yeah. So we picked a theme when we were searching for
Hmm.
movies, and I kind of loosely tied it to this because it was up for interpretation. But we had picked the dark side of Hollywood
Yep.
as our theme for what we wanted to do here. Now, so this one, well, it's not really necessarily the. I'm not going to say it's the dark side of Hollywood, but what it is so it's kind of a cool little twist. It's extremely low budget. This is a very indie low budget film. It's got Tony Todd. It's actually got a wrestler in it, and I'm not a big wrestling guy, but I don't know. You have to look it up. But some wrestler plays the main bad guy in it. So someone from I don't want to say WWE, but whatever the next step down from WWE is, he plays the main guy, and he's on the cover of it. It's got a cool cover. Like that's kind of what intrigued me at first. It's got a pretty cool cover. But essentially, what it is Tony Todd is he hosts a ripoff of Unsolved Mysteries called Myths and Mysteries, which is pretty hard to say, and even Tony Todd struggles with it in the movie. uh, this is Myths and Mysteries.
Yeah, I can just hear his voice and you're describing it. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, the whole idea is like, so there's essentially they open up, and it was kind of they did a little meta thing which was I thought was kind of like interesting. So it was basically it's like, hey, there's the story of this house that basically there's these robbers that came back to the house, and they ended up breaking in and killing the wife and kids, but they never found the killers. Right. So that was kind of they opened up that they wanted to produce a show about it. So it became a little meta because the crew then went to the house to shoot a reenactment of it, only to find out that those killers are in fact still in the house.
Yeah.
So they filmed it.
Nice.
Then the meta thing happened at the end, where then there was a new Myths and Mysteries reenactment of the reenactment,
Yeah.
if that
That's
makes any
great.
sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
essentially, it was like, hey, there was these killers, so let's do a Myths and Mysteries about it. But then it turns out the
Hmm.
killers are still there, so they got killed. So then they took that and reenacted it and made it
Hmm.
again.
Yeah.
But that was only the very, very end of it, like the 5 minutes. They did the little meta thing at the end where they had new actors playing the other actors because they were reenacting the reenactment.
Right. Yeah.
At least I think that's where they were going with it. But it was so. I mean, at the end of the day, they tried to put a lot of good gore in it. It did have
Hmm.
Tony Todd. It did move kind of fast. It was shot kind of good. I mean, it was like this was all in I mean, I kind of told you the whole plot of it,
Mhm.
but it's
Yeah.
just essentially a slasher film where this bad guy who wears for some reason like a breathing mask, like a construction guy's breathing
Mhm.
mask, and he has long hair. But when the people come in to start reenacting, he starts jumping out of the woodworks to kill everybody in the house. So
Hmm.
and basically, and you know what? For the budget, they did some good slaughter. It was like I think Tony Todd knew exactly the type of movie he was in,
Yeah.
and he was only the host. Like he only showed up every once in a while. But hey, all in all, when it comes to super low budget crap films, and I use crap in a good way, this is a good one. This can get your $5. I was pleasantly surprised because I was like, yeah, you did a good job, guys. So the
Yeah.
reenactment.
That's cool. I like the unsolved mysteries angle to it. That's pretty. I haven't really seen a lot of horror movies, if any, doing that, taking that angle on. At least that I've seen so far. That's pretty cool. I like that.
What I thought was particularly good about it is because they had a bunch of super lowbrow footage,
Hmm.
but it lent itself to the format, right? Because they're like,
Yeah.
hey, we're filming myths and mysteries here that looks like unsolved mysteries, so it's okay that it's in 4:3 on a
Right. Right. Yeah.
in a video camera,
Hmm.
right? So it lent itself well to it, and I like knowing that too. Like looking back to when we were shooting stuff, I remember way back when in college I was doing mixed media stuff, and you would make it play into it. So grab a video camera, and then all of a sudden you kind of created a new feel to it, but you knew you were saving a pile of money on how you were
Hmm.
shooting it because you were putting that stuff in there. So it's a good
Yeah.
tactic. It's good to use.
Yeah. Strangely, we used to use those low budget Fisher Price cameras, and they would shoot black and white, and they had a really cool look to them. I think they were only like $100 too. But one of the best looks that I've seen off of like a super low budget piece of equipment before.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's always kind of
Mhm.
cool. It looks good.
Yeah.
It kind of intrigues me when, especially when they open up with like an 80s feel from a video camera. Then all of a sudden you
Mhm.
get that they're doing it on purpose and it's meant to be it. Like A, it's cheap to do, and B, it works. So they did that quite a bit in it. And then of course, because they were filming a show, it totally made sense that they were filming through the cameras that they had.
Mhm.
So it all kind of
Yeah.
made. It was good. It was good, and I'm glad they got the 27 cents out of me. And whatever platform I ordered it from, um, and they, even if you actually look at the poster, the reenactment, it has like the old school VHS logo on it,
Yeah. Mhm.
like it's a
Yeah.
VHS tape. So they're kind of doing the whole thing. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was my and I my take on it being the dark side of Hollywood is because
Mhm.
this is a TV show. This is a TV show, so it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
And this is sometimes shit goes wrong when you're filming a TV show. Like you go to do a reenactment, and the killers are actually still there because you decided to go back to the actual house that they got killed in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool.
Therefore, that's dark. You don't
Mhm.
like it when that
Yeah.
happens. No one likes
Yeah, definitely. They always had like all those like ghost tours and murder tours that were in Los Angeles, and I was like, I always kind of wanted to do those, but then I was like, oh, what if I just like realized that I've been in the same spot where all these horrible things had happened before? Might well not want to jinx myself to do that. But I
Yeah,
did go to the Museum of Death several times there though, and that was
yeah,
pretty interesting.
yeah. And even though it's the museum, are you
Yeah.
talking about the one at Venice Beach? The one down there?
I
No, that's
can't remember. I
mysteries.
thought it
That's
was
the
like down in like the heart of Hollywood where the Museum of Death was.
could be. I'm
Um,
thinking of the one that had all on Venice Beach. They have the
mhm.
one where it's like all the mysteries and it has like the two-headed
Oh, that's like the freak show that they have in
the
Venice
freak show.
Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
Venice Beach freak show. I've
yeah.
done that a couple of
They
times.
did a TV series off of that. That was actually pretty cool.
Ah, yeah. All right. So that's my take. The reenactment came out last year. Pay him $5.
Awesome. Let's hope some of that actually goes to the filmmaker.
27 cents.
Yeah, and they don't find a way to block it from reaching to the filmmaker.
No, and having worked with guys
Mhm.
like this too, I mean,
Mhm.
they don't see it until after 3 months and they have no idea where it came
Yeah.
from. They just might get a check, but good for them. Who knows? Actually, to say that, I
Mhm.
don't know their deal. Everyone's
Yeah,
so they could have been treated very well.
yeah. He could be filthy rich right now, ordering more than the value meals. You know they're going to take value meals off of fast food restaurants now, with how because of how everything's getting screwed up and everything's getting more expensive. Yeah, so go get your value meals now while you have a chance. But that would have been like the only chance for low budget filmmakers to eat is getting those value meals. That's going to go away pretty soon.
The last way you're going to feed your crew,
Stock up on value meals. Yeah,
freeze them, stock them up.
yeah,